okay, the last thing that we wanted to talk about today was, or at least that I wanted to bring up, was just players that might be leaving the team. So I just wanted to ask you what you thought about these players and whether you think they're going to leave the team. So I'm going to go down the list.
As far as like our head coach getting rid of them, or like they want to leave, or
the players I'm talking about are the players that are on contract for the next season and maybe for a couple seasons, but they have an out in their contract which will allow us to cut them for significant cap savings, and then
and like no dead money.
Not no dead money. No, there's no way there's gonna be no dead money, but minimum dead money and high cap savings in a way that we'd be able to kind of leverage that and increase our cap to spend on other guys in free agency.
Okay.
So, okay. First one is the big one, Darius Slay. Okay. So Darius Slay has 2 years left on his deal, right? Or 1 year after this. After this 2019 season is 1 more year on his deal. Okay.
Okay.
We can save $10.5 million on his contract and only have to pay him $2.9 million in dead money. Okay. So we could save almost all of his contract by cutting him. And he's clearly made it clear that he's very upset after the Diggs trade, and he doesn't think that Bob Quinn knows what's going on in the locker room. And in general, he didn't show up to any of the offseason stuff this offseason. He's been a Caldwell guy that defended Caldwell, and I think that he's been upset since Caldwell was fired and since Patricia has gotten in there. And I know that he says that he just wants to play, he just wants to ball, and now he got elected to the Pro Bowl again, which, you know, I don't want to say undeserving. He deserves it because he plays his ass off, but like it's not like.
It's not like his previous years. Probably his worst year he's had his career.
Yeah. Even just the eyeball test, this is probably his worst year for sure. Mm-hmm. So, like, what do you think? You think over under 50%? Over under 50%, he's gonna leave. As in, we're gonna cut him,
dude. From the standpoint of how Patricia likes to run his defense, I don't think we're gonna cut him because he likes to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and I mean. You're not going to go find a cornerback in the draft that's going to step into Slay's shoes. You're not going to go find a cornerback in free agency that's going to step into Slay's shoes. And, I mean, regardless, like, you need one cornerback that can try and shadow other, like, wide receivers. And, like, Slay was banged up. We had a really shitty D-line. That plays a huge factor into how someone does. So I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
Well, then, he's going to be going into the final year of his contract, and he's already said that he wants an extension, okay? He's not injured. Do you extend him?
I'm not paying him. I want to see how he does this year. If he wants to sit out, that's him. Because here's the thing. He's an older cornerback. We all know once you hit a certain age in the league, you're not going to get a huge contract. So, from his perspective, he has no leverage. He literally has no leverage this year. This past year, he had a decent amount of leverage, you know, and what did we do? We didn't pay him. We paid snacks. So what does that say, right?
Well, the leverage is that if he doesn't play, then he's forcing our hand to cut him. So that's his leverage.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. It's kind of like the franchise tag situation, you know? So it's like, So we'll have him for next year. Let's say he doesn't want to play. He sits out. He doesn't get any of those paychecks, whatever. All that does is screw him over.
And us.
Yes, but it's going to screw him over more. Because what team is going to go and spend big money after this year on a cornerback that not only sat out for an entire year, but is at the age that he's at?
Yeah, for sure.
So the leverage is in our court. So I think we're either going to pay him for a couple years, you know, decent money, whatever, or we're not going to pay him, make him play because he's going to be forced to play. Because if he plays at an elite level, then he can get that contract that he wants. If he doesn't, or if he gets injured, nobody's going to want to take that. And if they do, they're not going to pay big money.
Yeah.
You know, like, that'll just be stupid. I mean, I think we don't pay him, but we keep him for the year and force him to play his butt off. Because contract years are the best years of players' careers because they want that money. And he's all about money, too. So it's like...
Yeah, okay. That's a pretty solid answer. All right, so next person, Ricky Wagner. Okay. So... right now, his contract for next season is $11.9 million, and we can cut him and only pay $5.8 million in dead money. So we would pay $6.1 million. I mean, we would save $6.1 million in cap. So we'd save over half his cap. We'd still have to pay him a pretty significant amount of money in dead money. Okay. So
It's a hard one.
It's a harder one, so I'm going to say this. How about this? Over under 30% that we cut him. Because I think it's less likely that we cut him. Just by the fact that we would have to still have a significant amount of dead money, and we don't have a close replacement for him. And like Taylor Decker, our other tackle, is also on this list coming up next. So
let's just group them together.
Okay,
right?
Taylor,
so tackles, dude. Your tackles.
Well, let me just cover Taylor Decker then. Taylor Decker, if we choose to go forward, maybe this is his 5th year option. I'm still confused about that. If we choose to go forward with next year, we're paying him $10.35 million, and if we cut him, we could save all that money, all of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think that is his 5th year option then. I think that's how that works. Or maybe that's a franchise tag.
5th year option is his contract ran up, but he's obligated to play a 5th year if you want it. It's not like a franchise tag, and it's not re-signing. It's just kind of like it's in the clause because he's a 1st-round pick.
Maybe that's his franchise tag number then. Like if we tagged him, like
I can't remember if he got drafted in 15 or if he got drafted in 14. I mean, if he got drafted in 15 or 15 or 14. So that's hard. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, and you were saying it too, it's really hard to go get O-linemen. I mean, you saw the value Laramie Tunsil brought out, 2 first-round picks. So, from that perspective, I don't see them letting these guys hit free agency, and I don't see them just cutting these guys.
Yeah.
And, personally, I don't want Rick Wagner. He's older. He hasn't lived up to his contract, I think. I was super hype about it when they brought him in because we needed the O-line help. But now I'm like, dude, you're middle of the league at best, So
this is his 5th year option. I just looked it up.
Okay, that's fine. Dude, Rick Wagner, I'd be okay with leaving, but I do think that with Decker, I would pick him up because he's shown flashes and he has had big injuries. So you figure with a 5th year option, you're saying this is the end of his 5th year?
This 2020 will be his 5th year option.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So I pick that up. I'll take that contract, and same thing with what I was saying was either you play your ass off and you get paid, or you don't show up, or you get injured or something, and your career's over in the league. You know what I'm saying? At best, you'll be a backup. So I'd gamble with that, and what's that going to do and hurt us?
See, it's hard because with what you're saying, so you'd cut Rick Wagner, right? So then you would eat the $5.8 million in dead
I wouldn't
cap.
eat it.
I'd have to.
I know, but I'm saying I don't want him, but at the same time, nah, fuck it. I would cut him.
Okay, so you'd eat the $5.8 million in dead money, keep Taylor Decker at $10.35 million, and then you'd get another tackle in free agency. That's raising your price of that tackle, whatever you paid that tackle, at $5.8 million to it, because that's what you're paying for that tackle spot. So that's just tough. Whoever you're going to be putting in there, you're overpaying the hell out of him. So in my opinion, I'd stick with Rick Wagner for another year. Because if you get somebody in free agency, you're going to be paying $10 or more million dollars. So you're going to be paying $15.8 million minimum. Whoever you get, you're going to be paying $15.8 million minimum when you include the dead money for Rick Wagner.
So the only thing about that is we have a couple linemen on our team that can play right tackle, and Rick Wagner has been hurt throughout his time here.
Know, man.
And then on top of that, you can always draft a young tackle in the draft and be you just need someone that's lengthy, a big dude. So at the very least, he's in the way of the DN or something, So you don't necessarily have to go get the top right tackle, in free agency. But I just think, dude, he's older. I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to have that whole contract and then he fucking gets injured again or something.
Okay. I'm definitely taking the under. I don't think that they're going to cut Rick Wagner. I think they will pick up the 5th year option on Taylor Decker. I think I'm doing that right. Anyway.
Hey, whatever. Right?
I'm not a gambler, all right? All right. Next guy on the list is Damon Snacks Harrison. So, we could save $6.75 million cutting him, but we would have $5 million in dead money, and that's particularly due to the extension that he signed this offseason. So, okay, let me just back up. The cap number, if we just keep him, right, we're paying $11.75 million for him.
For Snacks?
Yes.
Okay.
If we cut him, we save 6.75 of that 11.7.
Oh, I totally interpreted that wrong. I think you meant 6 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, honestly, I would just keep him because at the very least, he could be a rotational player or something. You know, I mean, like, and like he had an off year, but dude, his entire career, he's been the number one defensive tackle.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally every single year. So, like, dude, you keep him. He has a bad year, his career is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a defensive tackle, and he's primarily a run stuffer. Like, you keep him for a year and see what he can do.
Yeah, and I'm still going to beat this drum. As long as we're not getting to the quarterback, okay, and he has forever to run around, that metric of our run defense is so messed up and skewed because our whole defense has been bad. So, like, you can't look at that. You have to look at the team when it's meshing well, when things are clicking, to see if that metric is actually holding up. Because we've already known this about Snacks. He's not a flashy player because the thing that he does so well is not something that you're looking for on the stat sheet. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay, next guy. And this is probably, to me, one of the most significant guys. It's Marvin Jones, okay? So, current cap, if we keep him, is $9.2 million, okay? If we cut him, we can save $6.5 million and only pay, $2.7 million in dead money. So, a lot of people are saying it's a good time to cut him. Because, okay.
I mean, it technically, from the financial aspect of it, it's a perfect time to cut him. And he just went on IR. But it's so hard to cut someone like that has made so many big plays. You know, and it's like...
I don't think it's hard.
I personally, it sucks because I don't like losing a talented wide receiver. I personally would cut him with Marvin Hall playing as well as he did this year and with an easy extension in Amendola if we want him. And we have Hawkinson. And now we have Carryon and Bo. I think Stafford, and even if Stafford's not there, he's injured, whatever the case is, I think we have enough talent that we can get rid of Marvin. You know, and it's like shitty. But Marvin, me and you have talked about this before. Marvin and Galladay, they're very similar. They're tall. They're play the ball in the air type players. They're not guys that are going to get crazy good separation. And I think it's time to move on and maybe get a real speedster because that's kind of what the league is like moving towards.
Yeah.
And you see A.J. Brown making huge plays. You see McLaurin making plays. Like a lot of these rookies that are just speedy. And you see Tyreek Hill and like it's hard to not want a player like that. So I think having two big body receivers that play the ball in the air, like it's not how the game is going anymore.
Exactly.
So I think I'd be okay with getting a speedy back.
Yeah, and I think what you just said is very key because, I think that they're very similar players, Galladay and Jones, and I think that Galladay is probably the better player and the younger player. So like to me, it's like I disagree with you where you said I think we have enough talent on our team if we kept Amendola. I don't think we're keeping Amendola. I don't think that that's an option. Because I don't think he wants to come back, and I think we want to look in other areas as well. And I think that we need to get somebody in free agency, like when we did with Marvin Jones. You know what I mean? Get somebody that's kind of low-key off the radar that might develop into a number one guy because he could be
just like Tate too.
Just like Tate. As well. And Amendola. So I think that we can look elsewhere there, and we have a good spot to save significant money. Because look, $9.2 million for a receiver is not that much money, but it's still enough to where like we can put that towards something else and like
a good cornerback or something.
And like the way we play our receivers too, it's like Jones has a really good day or Galladay has a really good day.
Yep.
Like we don't need both of them to be alternating on good days. Like, let me just have Galladay have a good day all the time. Or, like, no, I'm dead serious.
I mean, that's the hope. No, I get what you're saying because I know you.
Yeah. It's just like we have these receivers that can't get separation, and they're doing the same thing on both sides of the ball. And all the defense has to do is, like, adjust to that specific thing instead of diverse weapons for Stafford to use. And, like, I'm not going to lie, Hawkinson is the same thing. Hawkinson can't get separation, and he's a body receiver. Like, so, like, what are we doing with all of these receivers that can't get separation? Marvin Hall is the closest thing we've gotten to someone that's gotten
He's gotten huge separation.
Yeah, so.
You know what, though? I mean, just touching on that, the first person that came to mind, I'm like, man, besides the draft and addressing it there, who would be a good fit? And I was like, if we could get John Ross from the Bengals, who's underperformed there, and we put him into our system, we could get him for super cheap. Dude, you give him a quarterback like Stafford instead of Dalton or fucking Ryan Finley or whoever their backup quarterback was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be big.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We could make a whole video on, who we should sign and all that. That's going to be more off-season stuff. But, yeah, no, I agree. It's just like, I don't want to see Marvin Jones go because he's been an awesome guy for the community. He's been a real Detroit guy ever since he's came here.
I love him.
I love
you, man.
that. Yeah, and he loves the team. Him and Stafford have good rapport. Like, there's so many things that he brings to the table. But like at the end of the day, his physical attributes and his skill set are just too similar with Galladay's, and like he's demanding too much money. Not demanding, like that's just his contract. But like, I just think that we can move on. So whatever the over/under is, even if it's like whatever, I'm taking the over on us cutting him because I think that we are in a position to cut him this year and explore other opportunities.
Yeah.
All right, next guy to get on the list, Devin Kennard. Okay, so Devin Kennard, I don't even know why. Okay, I do know why he's on this list now. Okay, so his contract is $7.2 million. We can cut him and save $5.4 million, so we'd only have $1.75 million in dead money. So that's another one where we could save a lot of money cutting him. But to me, I would hate that so much. Dude,
here's the thing,
Devin
though,
Kennard.
is like we had so many problems with our team this year that's like, if you don't change your roster, what's going to really change? And I think Kennard, statistically, he had huge games with sacks. I think it's either him or Flowers that's our sack leader this year. But honestly, like, the dude can't play coverage. And I say him, like, he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made big plays here and there, but, like, what's 6-7 sacks on a season? You know what I'm saying? For as much as he rushed the passer, like, it's not that great.
Dude,
and, like,
what do you mean?
Primarily, you're guarding the pass.
What do you mean? Okay, that's the problem then. That's the problem. You're saying for as much as he's rushing the passer. He's hardly rushing the passer because we're hardly blitzing. Like, okay, I agree with you from the aspect of our team blows, so we need to change something or nothing's going to change. But why would you change one of our only bright spots on the defense? Like,
all right, here's the thing.
That is against all of the logic that I follow.
Let's just say he has 7 sacks in a season and he's hardly rushed the passer, right?
That's not even what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the sack number or whatever, because you could look at anyone on it. Okay, Trey Flowers, did he get 7 sacks? Garbage. Let's cut him. You know what I mean?
No,
you can look at anybody.
But here's my thing, though, is you're saying, like, he hardly rushed the passer, right?
Yeah.
So that means the majority of the time they're using him in pass coverage. And what's he done in pass coverage? So I'm looking more of like, what did you do in your primary role? And he sucked ass.
Dude, but we've talked about at length that Pascaloni needs to go, and whatever the scheme that we've been running needs to change, and we're not using our players correctly. So I completely disagree with.
And that's the case, then yeah, but if it's not,
okay, well, if it's not, then we need to change almost the entire defense. You know what I'm saying? Then we need to change everybody at that point, because like, yeah, okay, Snacks needs to go then because he's not doing his role correctly. Trey Flowers needs to go because he's not doing his role correctly. Everybody needs to go then at that point. Jared Davis definitely needs to go. Christian Jones definitely needs to go. And that's not what they're thinking either, because they just extended Christian Jones. And so, I don't know. So, look, to me, he's like the only bright spot on our defense right now. There's no way in my mind that we cut Devin Kennard. There's no way. And if we do, that's another strike against Bob Quinn
honestly, it's just going to be interesting because our linebackers are our weakest link. Like, okay, our D-line is bad, don't get me wrong, but our linebackers allow so many crucial plays to happen, like blown coverages. Can't stop the run, can't stop any pass. Like, Tavai is the only linebacker that I think is okay. And, like, the other three, you said Kennard, you said Jones, and you said Davis, like, they don't do well, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. So
Dylan just tripped out and.
So Devin Kennard.
All right. Look. All right. Hold on. Bottom line is, if you don't see improvement after a couple years, dude, it's hard to want to fucking keep guys. Kennard, I was super hyped when we got him, but like, besides the couple games, it wasn't even like consistently throughout the year. There was a couple games where he had good plays. He didn't do anything in pass coverage. He allowed broken tackles, whatever. Christian Jones, me and you both agree, should not have gotten an extension. That was stupid as fuck. You could go get any linebacker, pay him the same amount of money, and potentially be better. Potentially be worse, but what the fuck does it hurt, right? And then Davis, oh my God, the dude has so much potential. We're not using him right. The dude should not play to where he has to guard anything behind him. Should either be he's stopping the run or he's fucking blitzing the damn passer, playing the edge. So,
I think Kennard should be in that same role as Davis. I agree.
If they do that, then fine. But, that's not how they're using him.
Look, man, I agree with you. I agree with you that he is not doing well in pass protection. But that's, again, we're not putting up any pressure with our other guys. So if the quarterback has forever to throw, you can't expect any linebacker, I don't care who it is, to guard a tight end. And look at the effing tight ends in our division. You know what I mean? We got Trey Burton, Kyle Rudolph, and Jimmy Graham. And then on top of that, we're facing other guys. When we're facing the Eagles, we're facing Kelsey, Ertz, Jason Witten, all these, George Kittle. Dude, what do you want? What do you want our linebackers to do? And then when they're up against running backs, you want them to go up against Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams and Dalvin Cook and whatever?
No. But that just furthers my point is that we do have all these people.
No, I'm saying they can't do it. No linebacker can when we're allowing. Okay, we're allowing the quarterbacks to read their reads, run around the pocket, do whatever the hell they want.
Go get a snack.
Plays extend. These guys, exactly. In Stephen A's words, they're calling their girlfriends on the sideline. They're running back onto the field, doing their taxes, and then they're catching the ball. Because they have all day.
Dude, no, all right, I agree with you. But a lot of the times, it's not the play lasted that long. You know what I'm saying? It's just the guy was open like this. Linebackers nowhere to be seen. Touchdown.
Okay.
Linebackers nowhere to be seen. 30-yard game. Dude.
And I know. Okay. And if you do want to look at stats, maybe 7 sacks on the year isn't that great. But who's the consistent player that has done it these past 2 years? Who with Matt Patricia? It's only Devin Kennard. He did it before Trey Flowers. He did it with Trey Flowers, and obviously all these other injuries happening on the field, Tavai moving to the middle linebacker, Jared Davis coming in and out, whatever. No matter what, Kennard, and it's the eyeball test too. He's constantly, being aggressive and tackling hard and whatever. And to me, and he's a leader in the locker room. Many players have said it. I love that guy.
I guess here's my thing. When I'm watching the games, the majority of the time I see us in a 4-3 set, right? Mm-hmm. So that means you got 2 DNs that are supposed to do their job, right? You have fucking 2 defensive tackles, whatever. That means that the linebackers in those situations are in coverage. So, he may be able to get after the passer, but that's not our system. And the whole thing is you want players for your system. And right now, the system we need is defensive ends that bring the pressure, defensive tackles that collapse the pocket, and linebackers that can cover, and we don't have that. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because in our scheme, cool. If we were playing 3-4 defense all the time, fuck yeah, I'd keep Kennard, wouldn't even question it. But we're playing 4-3 the most part.
Yeah. All right, well, at the end of the day, of the people we named, to save $5 million for Devin Kennard, I'd rather save $6 million with Ricky Wagner. I'd rather save $6.7 million with Damon Harrison. I'd rather save $10 million with Taylor Decker. I'd rather save $6.5 million with Marvin Jones. And I'd rather save $10.5 million with Darius Slay than to cut Devin Kennard. But we can agree to disagree. All right?
We're going to have to as the last forever.
Next guy on our list, okay?
Cut him. No.
Well, the next couple guys just are hard. So, let's talk about Melvin a little bit. Because I think there's a chance we re-sign him. And
honestly, dude, it was a 1-year contract. He didn't perform. We drafted Amani. Amani's playing well, whatever. Even if, let's say, I'm fine with bringing him back. I have no problem bringing him back. I'm fine with
bringing him back, too.
It's going to be cheap. That's the thing. So you're going to pay $5 million. What are you going to pay? Completely fine with bringing him back. Right. Because if he's our 4th string, he's our 3rd string, dude, for the amount of money we're going to pay for him, 100% fine with it. Unless we draft Akada, whatever the hell his name is, from Ohio State, bring him back. I mean, honestly.
Even if we do draft a cornerback, though, they usually take a year, whatever. How long did it take for Amani to even see the field? You know what I mean?
So, I think that was just
No, but
was
even
coaching more
other
than anything.
cornerbacks, like it takes them a while. Even Darius Slay, when he was in the league in the beginning, like he wasn't performing. It was like Bill Bentley was our number one guy, or like Rasheed Mathis.
Right.
It was,
I love
and then
Mathis.
Slay developed into that guy. So like it takes a minute. Cornerbacks are really hard, but so yeah, I don't know. I think it would be in our benefit to resign. But anyway, okay, next guy on the list. This is the worst, man. Jesse James, dude.
I already read this about him. We would lose out on so much damn money because we signed him so much.
It's not even like, listen, for him to
We're
next
losing
year,
money.
exactly. We will lose money to cut him, so we have to keep him, and we don't want him. Like, there's literally no other worse situation. He's getting paid $5.3 million if we keep him next year. If we cut him, we lose $8.3 million. So we have negative cap savings on that, so we have to keep him. So there's no over under, there's no even guessing. We're going to keep him.
Dude, you bite the bullet, you try and use him a little bit more because we didn't really use him.
Or trade him. Like if anybody will trade him for a 7th round
Give
pick.
him back to fucking Steelers. Their offense
sucks. They'll take him. They'll take him.
No, honestly, I mean, you bite the bullet. Whatever. You deal with it. You try and freaking involve him more, whatever, because we didn't really throw him the ball, and when we did, he dropped a couple of the passes. Just you keep him. You hope that he plays better, and that's it. That's all you can do.
It's tough.
There's no reason to cut him and lose out on a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jared Davis. So this one's tough as well, man. So if we keep him, we pay him $3.5 million. We cut him, we still pay him $3.5 million.
Dude,
so we have to keep him.
You keep him.
You keep him. Like
you keep him. You convert him to DN because if we don't get Chase Young, that's your next best bet. Honestly, it's simple as that. He should not be playing fucking linebacker.
I don't know, man. I think we could try him outside. I think we could try him an outside linebacker.
Okay, I mean we've talked about this in the other videos.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with playing him outside. You put him at outside linebacker, or you put him at DN. I mean, the dude he's quick as shit. He can get in the backfield like this.
Yeah.
Put him at DN. If you don't get Chase Young right now, I would love to see them convert him because there's no reason he should be playing middle linebacker.
Yeah. Romeo Okwara is the next person on the list, and if he stays on the team, we could pay him $4.1 million. If we cut him, we could save $2.3 million. So that's $1.8 million in dead money. Dude. So what are you thinking?
You just cut him. I mean, honestly.
You think so?
Dude, you get rid of him. There's no reason to keep him when you're already trying to bring in better players that can rush the passer. Yeah, he had a decent year last year. This year, he hasn't done anything. Literally hasn't done anything. There's no reason to keep a DN that isn't performing. Like, at the very least, your average DNs in the league should get high single-digit sacks.
Yeah, but those guys are getting paid a lot more than $4 million. Like this guy's getting paid like a depth guy, and I think we should just keep him as a depth guy.
Here's the thing.
We're gonna keep him. We're gonna save $2 million. Like I don't know.
Here's the thing, though.
We're not starting him. It's Hand. Hand is starting.
No, Hand's been hurt, dude.
Oh, right. Well, Hand would be starting.
Yeah, but if he's a rotational player, I'm fine with it. That's cheap as shit.
Well, so that's what he'd be.
But right now, he's not a rotational player.
That's because Hand's hurt. Like, bro. Like,
yeah, but that's been the majority of the season. Hand only played a couple games. The entire season.
Bro, my problem with that argument is we're paying him like a rotational player. So regardless if he's starting because of somebody else is injured, he's a rotational player because that's what we're paying him as.
But
whatever, dude.
You can always go find other rotational players. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Or use our linebackers more to blitz, and you don't.
But you're going to be paying them. You're going to be paying those other rotational players $2.3 million more because that's the debt. $1.8 million more because that's the dead money you're gonna be paying for Romeo. Like you're saving $2 million, but then you're still gonna have to pay $2 million. I don't know.
It's just a different player at that point. You give someone else an opportunity.
But you're paying them as a rotational player, but then with $2 million added on top of that, then you're playing them like a starter. So then you have a rotational player you're paying like a starter, or you could have a rotational player in Romeo Okwara and pay him as a rotational player. I see your point though.
Sometimes not. I know. Sometimes it's just not about the money.
Dude. Yeah, and it's about the change.
You need change.
I get
in this situation, bro.
I
fucking hate how the D-line's playing. I want change.
I
was hype about bringing back Okwara, but go pay another person to go do his job. You know,
he's a year removed from 7 sacks, though. Like I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, but that's probably the highlight of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like
pretty good highlight for a rotational player. No, man.
Well, it wasn't last year.
I got you. Yeah. It's tough, man. And hopefully, Austin Bryant, hopefully he turns into something, and
he seems like a hothead though, honestly. He got into fights and shit, so it's like
good. Let him be passionate. I like that. But yeah.
Fine with shit.
Yeah, I mean that's everybody on the list. I don't know. Did we miss anybody? Please let us know in the comments section, and also let us know if you disagree or agree with anybody we were saying. Is there somebody that we wanted to cut that you wanted to remain on the team, or if there's somebody that we want to remain on the team that you want to cut? Are you sick? Are you sick of Devin Kennard? Are you sick of Devin Kennard's pass coverage?
Please let me know who's right in this situation. I believe I'm right, but we'll see in the comments.
I'm always right. But anyway, so also let us know, what did you think about the Broncos game, and just, how did you think about Kerryon coming back and putting up a decent performance with Bo, him and Bo as a dynamic duo? And how do you think we're going to perform next year? Oh, and then obviously the draft stuff. Let us know what you think. Do you think that the Redskins have a shot at beating the Cowboys so that we can jump up to number 2? And if we do jump up to number 2, or if we stay at number 3, who do you want us to draft? We always just skip over a quarterback because we would hate if they drafted a quarterback. But that's a legitimate option. Maybe we need to make a whole video on that. Because it's definitely a possibility that they might be tempted to take a quarterback.
Fucking know.
Yeah,
best player available.
Honestly, we don't know as much as they know of Stafford's injury, so we don't even know. Maybe Stafford is even more hurt than we think. But yeah, regardless, let us know what you think, and also obviously leave a like and subscribe to us. Hit that bell, whatever you got to do, whatever all the rules are. Do them all for our channel. If you're a real Detroit Lions fan, you'll do it. Do it.